sync up the heads of an episode to send to me so that I can turn something around for you? Like we can make this thing a well-oiled machine.
I like when things are oily.
Yeah, I like machines.
hmm We're live, by the way.
Yeah, oily
Uh,
machines, oily machines, oily machines, oily machines.
yeah, I'm into that. I still gotta put 3 out. You gave me that at a bad time, and it's all your fault. So, I need to do that.
What?
You gave me all the pieces to episode 3 of Peripheral at a very bad time
Oh,
for me, so I haven't gotten back to it. So,
oh,
I can
okay.
just glue that together and slap it out there.
Sure. I don't even remember that. So I sent you files that I worked on at some point.
hmm
It's probably like before the holidays.
No, it was like last week.
Oh, I I don't remember at all. For peripheral?
Yes, episode 3.
Okay. And wait, didn't we already put that out?
Oh,
Okay. Well, then get cracking and send me something else so that I can like get you cracking again.
yes, sir.
Yes, that's what we like. Hierarchy.
That's right. And bureaucracy. The
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, get get
Paperwork.
cracking and make sure to get all your paperwork triple stamped.
What should we put out next aside from peripheral?
Uh, did we start off with something else? I think we started off with Outer Range.
We started off with Black Summer, and then
Oh.
we didn't do anything until
Then we
peripheral.
why don't we alternate peripheral Black
Oh,
Summer, peripheral Black Summer,
I mean,
and we
if.
then we can get caught up on that a little bit, and then we
Mm-hmm.
can move a third thing into the mix.
Fuck, dude.
Does that sound good?
It does. Maybe we could even spit them out like we did yesterday and do 2 a week. Eh?
I don't think that would
Eh?
be difficult at all.
Okay.
I think we could do more than that. I don't think that
Start
we
slow,
need
buddy.
I don't think we need to, but I think that like if we um build up our catalog a little bit, it will help us to build an audience. So like if we if we start off strong, people will know that like we're going to keep giving them stuff. And then we can fall into a more regular rhythm where we don't have to.
Multiple times a week, yeah.
Yeah, or maybe like 2 times a week is fun, but
hmm
like we don't have to feel like, oh my God, we got to get like two a day out or something.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Because, folks, we got 78 episodes out there we gotta polish up and send out to your earballs.
Yeah, your earballs need
Mm.
they need what we got, and we got what they need.
Well said.
Yeah, you better farting believe it.
Watch it.
You watch it.
Watch it.
What? Yeah, keep it clean.
hmm hmm
Keep it melon farming clean.
Should we clap it in?
Oh,
Oh,
what's up, everybody? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. I'm Josh. I am joined, as always, by the lovely Tressa.
I'm Tressa. Hello,
What's going
everyone.
on? What's going on, Tressa?
Nothing.
Yeah,
What's going
I
on with
got a
you?
lot of energy all of a sudden.
Oh, okay. I don't. You can carry it. That's fine.
Ah! You better believe I'll carry it. I've always been carrying you. We are going to talk about The Watchmen. Who watches The Watchmen? We watch The Watchmen.
Oh,
That's who.
good one.
Watchmen, episode 2. It's season 1, episode 2. So if you haven't seen it yet, we're about to spoil everything.
How much?
everything.
Hmm.
Yeah. So please, if you don't want it spoiled, pause now or forever hold your peace. Great, you're back.
Welcome back.
Let's talk the talk, but don't walk the walk unless you're walking while we're
The talk.
talking. All right,
That's right, Josh. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
All right, we start out in oldie times. And there's, what do they call that with all the ladies with typewriters?
The steno pool.
Steno pool, yeah.
Yeah.
Oldie timey steno pool. And some Nazis like, hey,
No,
who.
no, no. This is World War One. These guys aren't even Nazis yet.
Oh, I'm getting my shows confused.
Yeah, these guys, they're they're doing it World War One style. They've got other fish to fry.
Yeah. He needs a steno lady that speaks English fluently. And she finds one. And he goes to, what's it called? Dictate a letter to her, specifically for the black soldiers of the United States.
Right. So what she does
Mm-hmm.
is she types up this letter that becomes a leaflet that is airdropped on American soldiers in Germany and across Europe. And it's targeting Black Americans, asking them,
Is it
like,
so great over there? Why do
yeah,
you even give a shit? Like, who
why are
cares
you
about that
fighting for a
place?
country that doesn't believe in you? You know, lynching, segregated society. Like, is this propaganda or is this just the truth? The hard goddamn truth.
Absolutely. But also, would it have been any better in Germany? And I'm asking because I don't know.
Well, pretty soon it would not have been better in Germany.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, like, here's the thing, like, you know, I don't know if you heard, Jews had it bad in Germany
Oh,
during
well,
the period right after World War One.
what was that
Um,
about?
but but
Uh huh.
for like hundreds of years,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Germany was the most welcoming place in the world for the Jews. That's how bad it was everywhere else.
What do you mean that's how. Oh, the whole entire
Yeah.
world sucked to Jews. I get it.
Yes. So I'm
Got
just
it.
saying, if
And
if
Germany was like, hey, that's not a bad idea. And a little guy named A.H. was like, you guys, we're doing it all wrong. It's these guys' fault that we're broke. Let's be horrible. Like that? Was that pretty much it?
I'm yeah, I think that you like may have like missed some of the finer points, but that's more or less it. Um yeah, so we see those leaflets being dropped on American soldiers, and the father who we saw in the
Oh.
opening scene
Mm-hmm.
in episode 1
Yeah.
during the Tulsa race massacre, he's one of those soldiers, and he gets that leaflet dropped on him and he reads it. And that will be the note that he writes. That's the page that he writes his little note on. Watch after this boy. Watch over this boy.
Yes.
On that.
Ooh. Okay.
So yeah, so he gets that. He's serving in Germany. This is a couple of years before the race massacre back home.
Was he wearing his uniform during that riot, the
Yeah,
massacre? Okay.
yeah.
All right. No further questions.
We cut to now.
Yes.
We got Louis Gossett Jr. sitting in a wheelchair next to the tree. Angela Abar wheels him away.
Takes him to the bakery.
The hideout and chains him to a table. She goes into the Bat Cave to have a private freakout,
Mm-hmm.
and gets into costume. And then she comes and she serves him some coffee, which he chugs.
Sure.
And he says to her that he strung up Nash Bridges.
Sonny Crockett himself.
Yeah, Sonny Crockett. I did it. And
How?
by the way, I'm 105 years old. Thank you very
Yes!
much.
105. Bro, you can't even get out of your chair. How did you string that guy up? You are lying. Who did it?
And he's like, maybe I'm Dr. Manhattan. And she's like, no, you're not. He's on Mars. He's like, okay, I'm not him.
Okay. He wants his
So
pills. His name is Will.
he tells her that there is a vast and insidious he tells her that there's a vast and insidious conspiracy here in Tulsa. I have to give it to you in pieces, though.
Come on, dude. Just give it to us.
Yeah, his name is Will.
She gets a beep. She gets
Yeah,
paged.
yeah, she got paged. That's how they do it in this timeline. That's how the technology unfolded. They found the chief. She bags the coffee mug. That's evidence.
That's smart. I didn't see
Yeah.
that coming.
And then we see a newsstand, which is like the newsstand from the comic book.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the newsstand where like a kid reads the pirate comic.
Oh,
That's a comic within the comic. Anyway, it's fun. There's like we see a headline: global squid falls baffle scientists. I have a note here that says teenage girl gets all the newspapers.
Oh yeah, who was she? I don't was that a throwaway character? I don't know.
I don't know. I watched this so long ago. I don't
I
know.
know me too. So now we're at the crime scene. Angela pulls up in her car and Wade gets in.
She's Sister Night.
Yes.
Yeah. And he is Looking Glass.
Yes. He eats her nuts. I just wrote that down and I had to say it. He eats her nuts, everybody. You guys, he ate her nuts. He ate her nuts. She had nuts in her
By the
glove
way, there's
box.
nothing dirty about what you're saying.
I know, she had nuts in the glove box and he ate them.
Okay, so they talk about like who's behind this, who killed the chief. They're talking about could it have been the cavalry? That's the obvious conclusion. He suffered. Was it an interrogation or just conversation? That's like what's going on in this car as they sit and talk. Is Looking Glass interrogating her or are they just chatting?
Oh.
Is he like, because his job is to be an interrogator.
Right.
Maybe that's just how he has a conversation.
I mean, maybe that's why he's the interrogator, because that's his normal conversation tone.
And then boom, a guy with a camera drops on their hood.
Yeah. He's got crazy mechanical wings.
He's like a moth.
Yeah.
He's like a superhero moth, but he's just paparazzi.
Yeah.
So like in this world, paparazzos dress like moths with little flying suits. And then we see Red Scare beat the shit out of him. I'm sorry. We see Red Scare beat him up.
God damn it. So how do we not have that technology in our timeline? You would think that paparazzi would be all the fuck over that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they would make their suits be quiet. It seems like they'd be super loud mechanical biz, right?
Yeah, probably.
Well, so they cut down the chief, and then we flash back. Santa baby. It's Eartha Kitt singing. It's
It's
2 minutes to
Christmas.
midnight on the grandfather clock, and it's the White Knight.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Cal doesn't want to wait to open his present. And then
Yep.
there's a home invasion. Guy in a Rorschach mask.
Man, she goes through and like takes out all these guys that are trying to invade her house, stabs one dude in the throat, but she finally gets taken out by surprise through a gunshot to the gut, as she's explained earlier.
She wakes up in the hospital. Judd is there. Cal is okay. He was here for 3 straight days. I
Oh,
finally sent him home. And
40 houses were hit that night,
yeah, all at once, coordinated attack.
and now there's no cops left. The cops that are still alive are resigning. There's nobody left. There's no cops.
Somebody out there looking out for you. Somebody. That's what Judd says.
Uh, uh, oh.
Doyle is dead. That means Topher and his sister's kid. Those are the kids that we know Angela and Cal adopted.
Okay, I didn't get this part. What now? Who's Doyle?
Dead cop.
Oh, is it her partner?
Guess so.
Got it. I did not realize that was his kids originally.
Yeah, so somebody's kids that is no longer around.
Right. Got it.
She says she's not going to resign, and Judd smiles and says, "Well, then I won't quit either."
But she does. She faked us.
What do you mean? No, well, they're, I mean, for their cover identity.
Oh, right. She faked us, is what I said. Which means she didn't, but she did.
What? No, she in no way.
Back in present time.
She's working extra hard to maintain her.
Back.
He tells her, no, not back. He tells her it's okay to cry, and she says maybe later.
That's right. She's a hard ass.
And then we cut back to the present day, and we see them zipping up the body bag with Judd inside.
Where are my fucking notes?
They go to Nixonville to bust heads. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm. I'm just confused with my notes.
Okay. They go to Nixonville to bust heads. Somebody throws a bottle. Boom. There's police of violence. Wild beating.
All chaos breaks out.
Yeah, just yuck.
Just yuck. Yucky.
That's what I think about chaotic violence.
Ew. No, thank you.
She takes that coffee mug for DNA testing. There's the Museum of Oral History at Black Wall Street, and she's greeted by U.S. Treasury Secretary Henry Louis Gates Jr. That's the guy that hosts,
Yeah. The show with family tree stuff on PBS.
Exactly. So he's got a different job, but he's also still involved.
Kind of the same
in
job.
Finding your roots in that timeline as well.
Yeah, there's a little kiosk you can place DNA in, and they will interpret it.
Yeah. It sounds like booths that they used to have around the Times Square area.
Wait. This is a family show, Josh.
Those are different kinds of DNA drop-off points.
No, thank you.
Okay, so yeah. So if you were connected to the Tulsa Massacre directly, or if you're a descendant of someone directly connected to it, you can apply for
Reparations.
Is it reparations or is it something else? Anyway, there's something. You have to give your consent for the sample to be tested, and testing is exclusive there.
What do you mean it's exclusive?
I don't know. I
Okay.
wrote that down as a note because testing here is exclusive.
All right. So she leaves her number and she's like, all right, I got to wait on that. I got shit to do. Goes home. There's a middle aged man, looks like your typical asshole waiting on her porch. You know the guy. The kind of guy that would complain about women on Farmers Only.
I don't know what that means. Farmers Only is like a dating site for
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Farmers Only.
how big is the dating pool for farmers?
Probably not very big. That's why they need their own website.
But you would think if it's a small dating pool, like they kind of all know each other. Like you
Hmm.
you know, it's
Depends on where you want to travel to get this done.
I guess I just don't know anything about farmers or farmers only.
Sounds like you need to do some research.
But I'd like to thank our sponsor, Farmers Only. Is it called Farmers Only?
.com, yeah.
FarmersOnly.com. Yeah. Thanks to our major sponsor,
Mm-hmm.
FarmersOnly.com.
Yep. No
Okay,
hate.
so this racist grandfather is waiting here to see the kids. He's like the biological grandfather. It's his day, and Angela pays him off to get lost.
Yeah. Which
Which
he
is
happily is like, yeah,
all
that's why
honestly,
I'm
that's what
here.
he really wants.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Cal and the kids are playing Pirates and Ghost, which is like the pirate story from the comic. So
Oh,
it's a little winky winky.
nice.
Cal asks, "Are we safe?" Because like
Eh.
he just been hiding from the grandfather.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fair.
So Topher's in his room. She breaks the news about Judd. He says, "Don't tell Rosie and Emma. I'll tell them tomorrow." And then he knocks over his model and says, "Can I watch TV?"
He
Yeah,
can.
yeah, no problem. You know what's on? American Hero Story.
Fuck yeah. Which the
You mean heck
frick, I
yeah.
mean, fart, yes.
Fart,
The
yes.
the advisory before that show was very long, very detailed, and boy, oh boy, it was great.
Yeah, there are a
Nobody should
lot of
be watching this
warnings.
basically. Don't, you know what? Just turn the TV off. Just walk away. Don't watch this.
Topher and Cal are on the couch watching. We see over at Looking Glass's place, he's at home watching. We see somebody with Rorschach masks watching.
Oh,
Everybody's watching the show.
I miss the Rorschach mask,
It
guys.
hits all the demos,
It's the advisory. You put that on, and everyone wants to watch it.
right? Okay, the show opens like Sunset Boulevard with a dead body floating and voiceover. And that's cool to me. That's farting cool. You guys, we're doing a fun thing where we try to clean up our language. Let's see how long it lasts.
Yeah. Tell us how much you love it in the comments. So, the show, the narrator is like, hey, that's not really me. I'm faking my death, basically. Nobody knows who I actually am.
No,
What?
nothing.
Okay. Then in the show, we go to, what?
Yeah, then we go to
Four dudes go to hold up a shop, and they mean business.
by the way, this just looks like a small grocer. Like, why are there four guys robbing this small store.
It's like barely bigger than a gas station.
Right. Doesn't seem like the heist of the century, and it doesn't seem like a good place to try to rob. And it,
I mean, it is like a show that's based off of reality in this fake world, so it's gonna take some liberties and be
it's
weird.
super tabloidy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So boom, Hooded Justice swings in and
Through a plate glass window,
with
glass everywhere, red cape everywhere.
with a flurry of furious violence.
Oh my god.
He stops the robbery. There's so much blood.
It is so much blood. Someone asks him who he is, or he says people ask him. I don't remember. And he basically explains what disassociation is. I look in the mirror and I don't recognize what I see, etc.
Long monologue. It's a
Yeah, yeah,
long
yeah.
monologue.
Basically, I don't know. I don't know who I am. You guess.
So
And,
Angela goes to give a condolence call to Jane. That's Judd's widow.
she's
Senator
having like a
Keene is
wake.
there. He promises support to get the animals who did this. And she tells him she's not a cop anymore.
I mean, she's been retired for decades. It's fine.
Well, I don't know about
Shush, shush,
decades.
shush. She faints. But it was all a ploy because Mrs. Judd, I forgot her name,
Jane.
Jane, like brought her up to her bedroom, is like taking care of her, and she's like, "You rest. I'm gonna go back down." And
But make sure that you get the fuckers that did this.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That's what she says. She says,
Yeah.
make sure you get the farters who did this. I don't know if this is always going to work.
I don't think so.
Make sure you
Yeah.
get those bad apples who killed my husband in this horrible way.
And she leaves, leaving Angela to get up and search the closet with her really cool X-ray specs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She sees a secret compartment with a clan robe
What?
with the police badge on it on display. And it's opposite that photo of Grandpa that we saw.
Oh, it's probably Grandpa's.
Probably.
Judd, come on.
She passes a painting of Indians on her way out, and I believe that is where we get the title for this episode, which is Martial Feats of Comanche Horsemanship.
Oh, all right. Then we cut to Jeremy's iron.
That'll never be not funny.
I know.
Yeah, so Jeremy's iron is riding a horse on the estate, and
He pulls up. He pulls up to a tomato tree. Question mark. Pulls one off and takes a bite, then smashes it in his hand and drops it on the ground. He's really proud and pleased about it, though. It appears to be another anniversary party with the butler and maid with the same exact cake.
every day's like Sunday. I would eat a chocolate fudge sundae right now. Um, yeah, so they will be acting tonight. Phillips needs the watch for a prop, and Jeremy's iron says, "You're a prop."
Rude.
On with the show, dimwits.
That's how I talk to my family. And that's why they don't like me very much.
They act out Dr. Manhattan's origin story.
Yeah, complete with Mr. Phillips going into a booth and being incinerated by Jeremy's iron.
Burned to death.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
he called Jeremy's iron calls out for tears.
Uh-huh.
And then in a real Deus Ex Machina moment, we see the blue penis of Dr. Manhattan as he descends to the stage.
Yeah.
And nothing ever ends.
Yeah.
Bow,
Uh-huh.
and everyone takes off their masks that were working in the crew, and they all are clones. They're all the same people with the same faces.
They're all Mr. Phillips clones.
Put him in the basement with the others. We'll have a use for him before too long. And
What
he
does that
takes
mean?
back the watch from the like gnarled hand.
And it was all melty too. The watch was. It was.
Okay. If you say so.
You looked at me
If
weird.
you say so.
Back to the bakery.
Yeah, and it's the timer goes off at the bakery. So like we cut from the watch to the timer. That's fun.
That is fun.
Will went to get eggs and came back to cook them.
You know,
So he
sometimes you just need a hard
unchained
boiled egg.
himself from his prison, went and bought some eggs.
Of everything in this store, all I want is a hard boiled egg.
Yeah,
Delicious.
yeah.
He also reaches into the pot when it's done and gets one out. I would think that that water would be boiling, or at least very, very hot.
Well, he's a tough old man.
That's true. He's 105.
Yeah, and yet still very youthful.
It's true.
So Angela confronts him with the clan robe and says, "Did you hide this in his closet? It was very easy to find."
He gives nothing.
Yeah, she's
Nothing.
yeah. She gets a call.
Who
DNA
was it?
confirms two ancestors and two descendants, and Will is her grandfather.
How did she know that? Like, she had to at least have an inkling of that. Why would she assume? Never in a million years would I have put that together. But I also don't know her entire history, so what the fuck do I know?
Well, I don't know. Maybe she didn't put it together. Maybe she just, like
She's like, I know a name, mine. And she said it, and they're like, yep.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, she's like, "You're under arrest."
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. This was goofy as hell to me. So she's like getting him in her car, struggling. She finally gets him in there, closes the door, and she hears something overhead. And it's a giant ship of some kind with like spotlights on the car and a giant, like, wrecking, what are they called?
A giant magnet drops on the car, picks it up, and then
And they
the
just
spaceship
take
just
off.
leaves with it.
And you see the old man just smiling at her in the rear view, like, I told you, I know people. What's up?
And so that the note drops down, just like the leaflet dropped down at the beginning. It's the same leaflet coming down from the sky. It says, "Watch over this boy." And
That's
the end credit song is "Egg Raid on Mojo" by the Beastie Boys.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Man. No one uses the Beastie Boys except for Star Trek, and I love that they did
Wait, when does Star Trek use them?
in the movie. They use Sabotage.
Oh, really? Wait, in what movie?
Beyond, I think? One of the newer ones with Chris Pine.
Oh, that's fun.
It was fun. It was like classical music at that point, and
Oh, wait, is it as performed as by like a symphony?
no. He like, I don't know, put in a cassette or whatever, and he's racing through Iowa.
Oh, I see. He doesn't put in a space cassette.
I mean, she probably does. I don't remember.
Okay.
He had a 400-year-old car with a 400-year-old stereo, and he listened to the Beastie Boys on a 400-year-old cassette that somehow did not disintegrate. Does that make it better?
I guess. I don't know. It's a vintage guy.
Yeah,
Vintage collectors are often super weird.
that's true.
That's been my experience.
Now what?
What do you think of this episode?
It was a real roller coaster ride. I feel like I should have seen all these twists and turns taking place, but I did not expect any of them, and it was super fun to watch everything play out.
A lot of shit going down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
Mm-hmm.
exciting.
Yes, it was.
Um, all right, guys. Guys, seriously, that was the
You
end of the episode,
guys!
and this is the end of our episode. That's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
We will be back with more. Please stay tuned.
And goodbye.